It's 9 a.m. Could you stand and join us for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. I guess we need to do our minutes, don't we, on there. Have a motion to approve the minutes of the Monday, January 27th, 2025 meeting as written.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved by Huguenin and seconded by Barker. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Motion to authorize and direct the chairman to sign one tax abatement in the amount of $662.52. So that's, I went down to double check this morning with Connie. David Strotter bought this property from the city of Burlington, so the classification changed. It initially, he bought it in April of 24, and it was exempt because it was city property till that point. But then it was listed as vacant, and she's changing it to ag now, so that's the reason for the abatement.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
It's been moved by McCurry and seconded by Barker. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Move to authorize payment to Diddy for office equipment for district court out of the 2024 year-end transfers. Funds to come from the equipment reserve fund district court line item.
And if you guys would like, I can explain that. So district court they're planning on spending some money to update when this new law enforcement center is done, and so they had some extra money left over, and because it's in the general fund, we had to transfer it out somewhere so they could spend it later, and really the only place was the equipment reserve fund. So we created different line items for different departments also, so that you guys can see how much district court put in, or attorney put in, or sheriff, whoever. And so this is part of the money that they have left in their line. If you guys are willing to go ahead and allow them not to spend on this equipment. And I think they'll have a little bit left over after that, but anyway.
Well, that was my only concern, was that I figured surely it was going to be something that's going to be usable after the remodeling and everything, so.
How much are we talking about?
On this particular one, it is I guess.
So this is for office equipment for the new facility when they.
I think it's office equipment for the district court.
Right.
Where did she go? Maybe it's for next week. Okay, hold on a minute. Maybe it's next week. Hold on. Apologize for that.
Hey, Maureen. Roger?
Okay, it's $11,355.20.
Okay.
Do you want that in the motion? We can put that in there.
That might be
It might
okay.
be all right.
11,355.20. Okay.
I guess I'll move.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Thompson and seconded by McCreary. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Motion to approve the 2025 salary chart reflecting the 3% cost of living increase.
That's so moved.
I'll second.
And moved by Huguenin and seconded by McCreary. We have any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. So, New River City, I guess. Okay. So, we'll go ahead and move on with the
Sure.
applicants, I guess. Okay.
Mr. Bowie, wanna be here or no?
I can go get
It'd
a
be nice if we could.
Morning, sir.
Are you late?
Good, how are you? Well, Marlene Cook and William Conroy, Hospital Board applicants. Marlene, do you wanna come on up?
How are you this morning?
Good.
Good morning.
I don't know what you want me to ask. Tell you, answer, whatever.
Well, I don't know, maybe your interest in being on the hospital board and, you know, what you feel you could contribute, I don't know.
Well, my husband and I owned Cook's Plumbing for 38 years, sold out due to retirement. So I do have some business experience. I've lived in Coffee County 65 of my 67 years, so it isn't like I'm a stranger. I just want to see I know I hear a lot of guff about the hospital. I would like to see it run better. And, you know, I personally have had some billing issues. I would like to see that get resolved. And I want to see us keep our hospital. You know, you hear so much about these little hospitals getting closed down. We're lucky we have a hospital and that we don't
are.
have to go, you know, further. And I think we have a great group of doctors. I mean, you know, my granddaughter works there. She's pretty well happy there, as far as I know, whatever she's told me. I just want to see the betterment of the county and, you know, that we can keep our hospital.
As we all do.
Yeah, yeah,
It is an important part of Coffee County.
yeah. And the hospital, you know, was started by the Lutherans, and I'm a Lutheran, have been all my life. A lot of people don't realize that, you know,
Yeah.
from years ago.
Was, yeah.
You did?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you have any questions for me?
Have you attended any past hospital board meetings with?
No,
concerns or
I didn't, no, I haven't. I just, I've always read all the hospital minutes, you know, and, you know, what you hear around town, you know, like everybody does. Someone approached me and said, you ought to think about that. So that's where I started thinking about it.
And that's where you are now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Right.
exactly, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I would say probably like this job, you hear a lot of things about it. The commission as a whole, until you're actually sitting in the seat,
Yes,
you don't know the real answer.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Right.
And my dad was a commissioner back in the early 80s, you know, so I got a little understanding of what he encountered and stuff, you know.
Uh-huh.
My dad was I'll call him a hands-on commissioner. He went and visited all the help, you know, the employees, you know, what do we need to improve? That's what I would like to do too, is talk to those employees. What is your issues, if you have any? What can we do to remedy, you know?
Right. Right. Guess I should have been thinking about questions.
I think you got a lot on your mind.
But I really don't have any. I've known Marlene 30 years or more, so
Yeah, at least.
that speaks enough for itself for me. I just,
Right. Right.
her and Roger ran a good business, and
Well, we tried.
yeah,
Yeah.
both are very hard workers, and I'm assuming it wouldn't be much different.
Yes. I just, you know, I like to see, I've heard, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I've heard we're using a lot of out-of-county help, you know, or aid or whatever. I would like to see that brought in county, if it's at all possible.
Sure.
You know, I know everything isn't available here, you know.
Sure.
But those things that are, I think she should go to county companies, because we're the ones paying that tax dollar,
Right.
you know. Anybody from Kansas City employees, they're not paying our taxes, you know, but yet they're reaping the benefits of our taxes. And you know, I just like to see it stay in-house, I guess.
That's what we try to do here. I don't know,
Mhm.
what is it, 10 or 15%, we're allowed to use somebody in county
Yeah.
instead of out of county. And if we
Yeah.
feel we're getting the same services,
Mhm.
then obviously, like I say, we want that money to stay here to
Yeah.
support our businesses if we can.
Yeah, yeah. But, you know, that was one thing, you know, us being a small business, I'll use Wolf Creek for an example. They were wonderful about utilizing us, you know.
Mhm.
And, you know, I know a lot of businesses in town that Wolf Creek utilized because they wanted to keep that good community effort, you know,
Yeah.
and that they, you know,
Even that's dwindled some for them.
yeah, it has, yeah. But I guess I got out at the right time. And
Yeah. A lot anymore, you got traveling nurses and all like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Housing seems to be still a problem throughout the United States, so I think that's some of the issues the hospital runs across. But
Mhm, mhm,
it is what it is.
yeah.
I don't have any questions. You got a good resume here.
Short and sweet,
Okay.
painless.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your interest very much. Well, I guess, is William Conroy here? Would that be you, sir?
Yes.
I'll tell you up front, the Cooks and I are friends. We go to the same church. And we know each other fairly well.
Yes.
And they're very fine people. So,
Yes, sir.
what would you like to know about me? I'm a native of Kansas City. I lived here 2 years, and I really like this community. I like to serve, do more, do my part to keep it the really nice place to live that it is. Is there something in
Are
particular?
you retired now then?
I'm retired now.
Okay.
I see your education and your business experience, so what was it? You have insurance underwriting and several things here. What business were you in, can I ask, or?
I've been in several. I was an insurance underwriter for about 7 to 8 years. From there, I went into managing a manufacturing company. I didn't realize when I took the job, the company was insolvent, so there were 2 of us that almost lived there, but we did save the company. And to be honest, part of it was we were doing the Economic Recovery Act of the early 80s. I don't know if we'd have done it without that, but that was enough to put us over. We did save that company. I've done small business financing for a couple of years, Clay County, Missouri. I also worked with community block grants when I did that. These are very interesting jobs. I learned a lot, but the problem is they last about 2 years, and then I'm out job hunting again. So I got tired of that and took a job with Kansas City, Missouri. I stayed there for several years. In Kansas City, I did revenue auditing, audited small businesses. I was in the aviation department. I tracked they call them T accounts. It was all the construction at KCI and the other 2 airports. I worked in finance for a little bit, and then I went to the Kansas City Health Department. They had really lost all their accountants, so I had to catch everything up and then hire 2 more people, rebuild the accounting department. Then they decided that they need somebody reviewing contracts, because we subbed an awful lot of the work out with the health department. So I became the contract manager for the Kansas City Health Department, and was eventually caught in the big layoff of, 2009. And from there, I got with a friend, and I'd had enough of that. So I got with a friend and that I'd worked with before. We bought, rehabbed, sold, financed, everything with mobile homes, and we dealt with a lot of people there. And basically, I just like to use my education and experience to help this community. I thought hospital board would be a good one, but I just want to do what I can for this community. I really like it here.
Good, very good.
How long you lived here then? Couple years?
About 2 years.
What brought you to Coffee County?
My clever answer is I met a girl. My wife, Karen, lived here before. Well, I was buying and selling mobile homes, and I said, I've got to stay in Kansas City. I can't leave my business.
Mm-hmm.
So she moved up there with me for about 10 years. Once I had everything sold off, I really like this town. It's nice. She liked it too. Her kids, some of her kids live here. So we moved back here, and real good move. We're real happy with it.
Good. It's a great place to raise kids. It's a great place to raise kids.
It is. It's also a great place to retire. So.
I don't have anything else.
I was gonna say, you said, your experience, you wanted to use it to contribute to some board or whatever. Why the hospital board? What was your interest there?
Healthcare is in the news all the time, and it is a big issue. There's not a person that isn't pretty dramatic. As you get older, it becomes more and more of an issue. So I thought working with healthcare would be a good thing.
I'll ask you the same question. Have you ever attended any hospital board meetings for any reason?
No, I've not attended any governmental action here.
I can't think of anything else.
I think that's it. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much for offering to volunteer. Thank you very much. work on signing some stuff, or?
Yeah, we can. I guess we'll be, a decision made here sooner as opposed to later, and, somebody be in contact with you, correct?
Yeah. So I don't know how we go about doing that, and we can't talk about it in executive session. Do we wanna give it a week, or what's everybody wanna do?
When is the next meeting?
We could give it a week.
I'd just as soon do that rather than have a little time to mull it over, which
Right.
would be fine.
Yeah, that'll be fine with me.
Our February meeting, got moved to March 3rd
Okay,
because Eric was gonna be out of town.
so if we have a decision made here, next couple of weeks will be good.
You say that's March the 3rd?
March 3rd, that's right.
I don't remember, you have any vacancies right now?
You have one.
One?
Yeah, just one here looking at the.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Well, I guess since Adam's here, we can roll on into that, I guess, can't we?
Thank you, Marlene.
Yeah, thank you both very much.
And those meetings start at 6, is that right?
Yeah.
Usually we send a letter out of whoever's appointed, just so you know.
You said March 3rd.
March 3rd, that's correct. Normally it's the last Monday of the month.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, William. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
folks.
you both.
You're welcome to stay if you want, but it gets kind of boring.
I guarantee that.
Have a good day.
You too.
Adam, you ready, or?
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
How you guys?
Pretty quiet weekend, no call outs. Hope everybody enjoys the nice weather.
It was great.
Other than that, I just have a few motions.
I did not. The trailer is the first one, right?
Trailer is the first one, yes.
Okay. All right. We have a motion based upon the recommendation of the Road and Bridge Supervisor to accept the bid from Hoyt's Trailer Center, Topeka, Kansas, for one 2025 Diamond C HDT 210 to the purchase price total of $17,600 as being the best bid to be paid from the Equipment Reserve Fund. So it looks like, yes, they were the low bid, and
Yep.
you're, as far as the trailers, it was the,
It's
was it kind of your choice
Hoyts and
anyhow?
Sandcrest had the same trailer. Sandcrest is actually where we went last time after the gooseneck we purchased last year. Hoyts did squeak them out by a couple $100 this year, which is about 2.5 hours closer than
Yeah,
going to Billings, Missouri.
yeah. Okay.
I'd make that motion to accept that bid.
I'll second.
It's been moved by McCurry and seconded by Barker, right? Oh, okay, by Peterson. I knew a voice from down there
Yeah.
somewhere. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Next one will be on a broom or a road sweeper.
Okay. Motion to approve the Road and Bridge Supervisor's request to solicit formal bids for one road sweeper with option of possible trade-in to be determined, fund to be paid from the General Fund Public Works Equipment line item.
I do have a little bit of discussion on that. I did find out from, sorry, never mind, that's the next one. on the
Okay.
wrong motion.
Okay, so you're, I can't remember, was this one a Sourcewell, or this was an actual bid?
This is a bid.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I think, is that right?
Now that's for the trailer.
Okay, but it's at the bottom.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'll move.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Thompson and then seconded by McCurry. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, motion based upon the recommendation of the Road and Bridge Superintendent to waive the purchasing policy as to competitive bidding for good cause, said cause being municipal program pricing with Sourcewell, Government Purchasing Alliance with Coffee County number 118463, and to approve the purchase of one 2025 Craftco SuperShot 125 crack filler machine, Craftco Incorporated, Wichita, Kansas, quote number BBBQ 70177, in the amount of $68,460.40, and to authorize and direct the Road and Bridge Superintendent to sign all documents related thereto. Funding for purchase will come from the General Fund Public Works Equipment line item.
So moved.
I'll second.
Been moved by Huguenin and seconded by McCurry. Is there any further discussion?
Did you have one before?
Yes, so we do have, one that's, I checked into trading it in, and they do not take trade-ins.
Okay,
So it will more than likely go on our upcoming auction.
auction, okay,
Okay.
all right.
If I can,
I think you
my
brought
ducks
that
in a
up
row to get one of
before,
those
so-
rounded up.
Okay, all right. I thought that's what,
Can I ask why we're waiving, going through the bid process and there's not other companies? or-
There's not anything, so I did a lot of research. Craftco is basically the only people in our area in the state of Kansas that offer this crack filler we're looking at. I mean, they do have several other places, Oklahoma and Missouri, and they're actually built in Chandler, Arizona. But as far as crack fillers, they really got the market cornered.
Okay.
And like the Sourcewell, I guess, maybe Todd's familiar with this, explain that a little to him if you can. I mean, it's kind of a price that's
There are
determined.
prices that are determined or set for various pieces of equipment, for government, state, county, local.
it doesn't move.
It doesn't change.
Okay.
And my
Those
My-
are set every year.
recollection, they're fairly competitive too. I'd say they're very competitive in
Yes.
some cases.
It piggybacks off the state, so I mean, the contracts that has gone through the state, and we're able to piggyback off from Sourcewell, so I mean, the bidding process has already been done essentially, and so that pricing is the same, and so counties are just able to piggyback off
Okay,
that.
then you wouldn't have to worry about freight out of Oklahoma or something like that, then on top of that, so, makes sense.
They're,
Thank you.
yeah, they're, your bid is through Wichita, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There is some shipping and freight charge to get it from, like I said, they are manufactured in Chandler, Arizona, so they do have a shipping freight charge to get it to their hubs
Right.
throughout the United States. And that's a flat rate of $2,000. It's, included in that price.
That's included in the price.
Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. I don't think I have anything else. You guys have anything for me?
That I know of. Thank you, Adam.
All right.
Adam.
Thank you.
You feeling okay?
Comes and goes.
Okay.
Yeah. get over this chest stuff, I'll
Yeah.
be a lot better. But
Yep.
getting better by the day.
All right, good.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay,
Can you break? Well, I guess you can go ahead with road.
yeah, we're ahead of schedule. Does anybody want to take a break, or do you want to wait till after we do Road and Bridge?
We'll do Ryan, then take one.
That'd be fine with me.
That's all right.
Yeah, come on up, Ron.
Good morning, guys.
Gotta wear your hand out. Give you a hand cramp.
Apologize, I got a little creep going on, so.
Doesn't everybody?
Yeah, there's so much stuff going around right now. But I've got a few discussion points today, and then I think one motion. I'd like to start with our 2024 engineers report. I have printed off a few copies here. So we'll just talk through this. This report is a required yearly report that I'm required to give to this board, and then we send it on to the state after that. So the first few pages of this is just kind of what identifies what road maintenance is, what qualifies as bridge maintenance, construction. It's kind of an outline there. If you go to page 9, it's kind of the numbers. And so, just talking through page 9 here, point 1 just states that we're a county unit system. Annual road and bridge operating budget, just a little over 10.5 mil. And there's a few extra bonds there that's included in that also, about 64,000. We have 49 road and bridge employees. We manage 1,200 miles of road, 228 of asphalt, 962 of gravel. And then at point 5, the major maintenance work we did last year, we had 39 chip seals, 10 overlay miles, and 40 full replacement miles of gravel. Basically, that's any miles that we added 400 tons or more on that mile. And point 6, the construction. We have the paved road miles, and that was some of the old 50 project that we spent a little over $1 million on. And the culverts replaced, those are basically culverts that are in excess of 25 square foot opening. So we had 3 of those last year. Page 10. So for the annual county maintenance cost last year for asphalt roads, we spent a little over $4.4 million. And gravel roads, a little over $4 million. A little bit on bridge maintenance, so a total maintenance cost of $8.5 mil. And then on the construction cost, we had the old 50, a little over $1 million culvert cost for a total of 1.25 the construction cost, so that makes our total annual cost the 8.5 of maintenance and the 1.25 of construction, with our overhead and administration of 1.6, totals 11.4 mil. So the overhead and administration stuff, that's all our office work, supervision, any paid time off, training, inspection, all equipment maintenance and repair is all included in that number there. So I know that's a lot of information. I'm happy to answer any questions on any of that if you have it. If you got any questions down the road on any of that, let me know.
I'm fine with it.
On the overhead administration, that's all repairs and everything,
That's all what?
I'm sorry, on the overhead administration, that involves all the repairs and,
No, the repairs would be the maintenance side of stuff. Repairs would go into maintenance unless it's,
Okay.
unless it's an extensive, repair on like a
Okay.
structure or something like that.
So, I mean, to me, like, this first paragraph kind of tells what it's all, a lot of what the whole thing is about, you know, designed just to have that information readily available.
Correct.
Right. Fine to me.
it's a good meeting.
Next, I'll talk about, I always like to kind of give a year-end recap of the work that we've done every year, and that kind of gives a little more breakdown. That's kind of the big numbers there, but, you know, so this is just some year-end stats for 2024. Snow and ice last year, we had several storms that impacted over 22 days that we were dealing with snow and ice. So we chip and fog sealed 39 miles. We had 11 miles of asphalt overlays that was contracted work. And we also had the Old 50 project, which was 6 miles that was contracted work. Last year we issued 205 work orders. So basically we have two types of work orders. One's for public request, and then we also have one that's more for the county work, maintenance work on our bridges and culverts and stuff that we have identified. So of the work orders, 106 were for public request. 76 of those were for new or replacing of entrance culverts, and 30 that were for erosion issues, tree removal, ditch cleaning, etc. We had 99 work orders for county work, including 39 crossroads replaced, 10 culverts that were lined. Those are culverts that are on asphalt roads that would do the snap-tight plastic liners in. And we had over 25 structures we performed some maintenance on. We hauled over 58,000 tons of road rock to our roads. That's over 3,900 loads of gravel. Including that, we placed rock on over 100 miles of our roads, including the 40 full miles that we rocked. On top of those work orders, we also have a normal routine maintenance on the blade and mowing of 960 miles of gravel, and the patching and mowing and everything on the asphalt roads. Sign replacement and numerous other stuff, but that's just kind of a breakdown of where a lot of our time was spent and what types of projects on that.
You got an extra copy of that?
Well, yeah, I can get you some copies of that.
It sounds like you, excuse me, keep good track, but I'll never be able to remember all that.
Yes, I like I said, I know that's a lot of numbers, and that's, I mean, if you guys ever, anything I can provide for you on that, and any questions you ever may have, please ask. I know it's a lot of information, end of the year, but I try to throw it out, but it's just, I don't know, kind of like to highlight and show where our time and money's being spent in the county, so.
Very good.
We've got a big road network, and it takes a lot to manage and take care of it, so.
Oh, yeah. And your chloride on your west deal worked out real well.
Yeah.
You gonna do more this year?
Yeah, so we'll get into dust control here now. Unless you guys have any more questions on,
I do not.
okay. And that sheet, that's just kind of some of my crude notes, so there's not,
That's good information.
yeah, all right. We had opened up dust control bids last week, and so that'd be the one motion I have for today. Prices come in pretty close. Scott Wood was a little cheaper. Last year we did add 1 full mile out west of town, and basically that's just due to the high traffic volume out there.
You know, we spend a lot of money on the maintenance side of things and rock replacement. This year, we'll probably extend that out for another mile and have 2 miles out there. I don't really have the long-term data to show the savings there for the county, but, you know, I know typically we would be rocking out there every 18 months. I mean, on those roads, because of the loss of gravel, just with all the traffic. One thing you're gonna have with the dust control is you might get 5 years before we're replacing rock. Definitely a nice benefit. There's a few other miles in the county that eventually we may make part of this program. I think starting next year, we'll have those 2 miles, and then we'll have a little data to start looking at, and, you know, we're taking traffic counts on some other higher traffic roads just to have that data and make that part of, where we need to look at dust control too.
Yeah, if it's cutting back on you having to be there all the time.
Well, yeah, there's less maintenance and routine blading, but, you know, what it costs to rock a mile, you know, I mean, the material cost is one thing, but the time and the equipment that you're paying guys to be hauling that rock, and, you know, it
Adds up.
It adds up.
Substantial.
It adds up, so. But yeah, with that, got this motion here, approve the dust control.
Okay. A motion that the bid submitted by Scottwood Industries Incorporated in the amount of $1.26 per gallon be approved as the best bid for magnesium chloride, and that award be made according to the terms of the bid date, January 29th, 2025. Funds to be made from the Road and Bridge Fund.
So
To be
moved.
paid, sorry. Go ahead.
Goes in
Yeah.
I move.
Has been moved by Huguenin and seconded by Peterson. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'd like to go back on one thing.
Yep.
On this breakout that you've got here on
Is this on the
17
engineered report?
Yeah, on overhead and administration costs,
Yep.
$1.7 million.
Yep.
That's like 15% of your working budget, and works out to about $4,700 a day.
So,
Is there any breakout
Sure.
that you can see that with?
yep, and I
That's a
can,
lot of money.
I can get you guys a copy of this too. So for equipment, repair, we had $92,000 spent there. Equipment maintenance, maintaining the equipment, we spent $82,000. On PTO, which is, paid time off and sick leave, there's right at $100,000 spent there. 120 on vacation payout. Training's part of that, so there's about $30,000 spent on training, and people giving training. What else we got? So inspection, $120,000 on inspection. So inspection can be anywhere from us inspecting our bridges, culverts. It could be out getting ready for some road projects. The supervision side of it, and some of that pre-work for some of the work that we do. The office is a big portion of that. Everything that takes place in the office is put in the overhead. So that's right at $290,000 for all office personnel, employees, and any work taking place in the office there. Yeah.
I think this is good for people to see that. 'Cause
Sure, yeah, it's a big number, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a very big
And I
number.
think if you go on the second or third page of, that report, when it kinda identifies what's included and all that, and so it'd be page 6, overhead and administration, cost of the miscellaneous costs not charged directly to construction or maintenance activities. Let's see, for examples, snow and ice, those activities are put in that. Safety and training stuff, any administration, supervision, and leave. Like we talked about, any type of office expenses, so all office supplies that we use there. facility maintenance, and stuff like that. So there's, it's kind of a broad, the fleet maintenance is a big one there, and repair of equipment, so.
It's just not administration.
No, it's not, no, it's a lot broader than that, a lot broader than that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions on anything?
So,
So, lastly, I would like to request an executive session, 15-minute executive session for the board, myself and Wade Bowie, to discuss non-elected personnel and medical.
okay. Motion to enter into executive session for 15 minutes to include each of the commissioners, County Councilor Wade Bowie, Road and Bridge Superintendent Brian Durst, to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel regarding medical under Kansas Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4319, B1. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Been moved by Huguenin and seconded by McCreary. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion passes. We will enter in at 9:49.
Is this now switched over to 7?
9:50. Let's make it 9:50.
Yeah, I can blame it on the
Are you
elevator.
going back?
What's your number? What's your phone number?
3649775.
I'm on a speed dialer.
Yeah, you may know it, but
Here, I'll write down for you.
people do that on my answer machine at work all the time. So
Oh, I know.
call me back at any.
So, we need to read the motion again, or we can just say we go back in for the same thing?
You can
We go back in.
So we're gonna go back in for another 10 minutes. We're gonna go in at 10:11.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
You moved, you second?
Tom moved, I seconded.
Okay.
Sorry.
10 minutes?
It's all right.
At what time?
At 10:11.
Okay, we good?
Yeah,
All in favor?
yeah. We did vote.
Just waiting on me this time.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a break.
Yeah, I guess we said we were gonna do that.
We only have a couple minutes though, because Brad has to go.
Okay.
But it's gonna be very quick.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
Let's go back in. So Wade, what's your comment about our executive session?
I don't think there's any
No action taken at this time.
today.
That's what I have for today, guys.
Okay.
This week. Everybody have a good week.
Thank you, appreciate it. All right. Technology Director Brad Scheidmeyer, phone bid RFP discussion. Welcome, sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
This was my file I got. Got 13 different bids for phones, and I need to do some more homework. I got them Thursday, read through some Friday, read through some this weekend, found another paragraph in one that made a difference, and so I need to ask them. I've narrowed 13 down to 4.
Okay.
And those 4, 2 of them I do need to ask some more questions. So I'm comparing apples to apples, because there's so much variation.
But you did have 13 bids.
I had 13
Wow,
bids,
that's pretty cool.
and they were from real high to real low, well, not real low. nothing-
You're right.
Nothing's real low.
Yeah,
That's a given.
So, I would, at this time, I would like to come back next week, and I'll give you a final opinion.
Good.
Let you decide.
Lasting decision.
Yeah.
Something of that magnitude, definitely.
And,
Make sure everything turns out.
proposals for 3 to 5 years. So, this will be a long-term decision for us.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, Amber, do you have everyone here you need?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well.
See you, Ryan.
Emergency Management Director Amber Presley, land purchase agreement.
I have a motion to sign the land purchase agreement. Do you want to read it? You can tell me to read it.
Okay, okay. Upon the recommendation of the Emergency Management Director and approval of the County Attorney as to form, move to authorize and direct the Chairman to sign the land purchase agreement between Buyer Management Group LLP and Coffee County Board of Commissioners for the acquisition of 1 acre of land located at 572 Emmer Road, Gridley, Kansas, for the purchase price of $3,000 to be the site for construction of 1 of 3 radio communication towers. Funds to come from the capital improvement plan.
Can I change that wording on that? It would be the Capital Improvement Reserve Fund.
There we go.
Okay. Funds to come from the Capital Improvement Reserve Fund.
I'd make that motion.
I'll second.
And that's a buy, right, Amber?
Yep, that's a buy.
Okay,
We get one little tiny acre right in the middle of their,
right.
Moved by McCurry and seconded by Peterson. Any discussion?
Is it a grassy area or?
it's, so right now there's an existing tower there on a concrete pad, but we're gonna tear all that out and put a new pad and put the,
So that was kind of my impression from last week, was that we were getting the property in exchange for taking the old tower down, but maybe I didn't understand that.
we're getting the property plus $3,000.
Okay, so does this property come out to the right of way?
Yes,
I mean, we own is
yes,
it gonna be there where that driveway is now?
yes,
That's,
yep.
so how are
Yep.
they gonna have access to that? I mean, that's their entryway. If this is going where I think it is, that's their entryway into that pasture. How are they gonna have access?
Same drive as far as I know, right? Like.
It would be the same drive, there would be.
So it won't
we
be
would have
fenced out?
easement.
Oh, no, yeah, we're gonna fence our little square, and we're not fencing that
But we are
right of way.
purchasing it. It's not an easement, correct?
Correct, we're purchased.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Any other questions?
Does that need to be stipulated that it's a common drive or something?
The agreement has language about
I was gonna say, it does have the
because
egress, yeah.
we've
Okay.
been looking at the map. It appeared that the way the map was carved out, or the description, that it may have been landlocked is the best way. So there's a language in the contract that deals with ingress and egress.
Okay, okay.
Amber, how much is it gonna take for Martin, how much is it gonna take to get the tower down?
There was an initial quote of, I believe it was 10 to 15,000. That was just coming out there. That same company will be on site already, so the cost should be lower than what the initial quote was for.
And we had that figured into our cost.
That was figured already?
Yeah, I think we,
Yes.
how much did we budget for that, was it 15 or 20?
We budgeted 15.
Yeah.
But that cost should come down, being they're already going to be on site, is that?
They won't have to bring their equipment back or the personnel or
Okay, all right.
anything like that.
Fine.
Trying to find the spot in there. Talks about the egress. Cause yeah, Wade did ask about that, the egress, didn't want it to be.
Okay, so the drive won't be, I mean, where the equipment's at will be fenced, but then,
Right.
It'll be a
So-
75 by 75 square fence
Okay.
within that 1 acre. And
So-
it's still kind of pending where Motorola says within that 1 acre, the best spot to put that
Okay.
75 by 75 fence.
okay.
Other than that, that 1 acre will still be open.
So basically, I mean, they're gonna raise the rest of our property.
Correct.
That's a freestanding tower, that doesn't have, right,
The one that we put up will.
right.
It'll be like a pedestal type, like the one, just south of the courthouse here.
Doesn't have guy wires.
No, no,
Okay.
sir.
I believe so. Seller shall provide buyer a perpetual easement for the right of ingress and egress to all the north and east sections of the Gridley property to allow access to buyer from Emmer Road and/or access road located to the north of the property.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I saw that when I first saw the description, and then I had Kara put it on a map and said, it looks like it would be landlocked, and I wanna make sure that, right now you have a seller who wouldn't create an issue, but somewhere down the road, a new buyer, and they said, nope, not.
Yeah, 'cause that's just pretty steep. I mean, you'd take a pretty big culvert or something to go on down the road for them to have access if they weren't able to access through that drive.
No, they
Right there at the top of the hill, is my recollection.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, here's the actual agreement that the buyers have already initialed and signed and everything. Initial each page and then sign on the back. And you can get it to me later.
Okay, initial each page.
And then sign on the back.
And then the other two properties are a done deal, is that correct?
They will be as of tonight.
Okay.
That's what I was getting ready to say is, Scott and Martin and I are headed to Lebo and Leroy City Council tonight to get the lease agreements signed. So I should be back next week with those.
I didn't mean to jump ahead, I was just.
No, I love it. It's good.
They may want their attorneys to read over.
Right.
So it may be. Yeah.
Hopefully, I will be back next week with those.
And then the land purchase is to close on or before, what is it, March 28th. So that gives, it could happen next week, but it can happen at least before then. So that gives time to get ducks in a row to make sure that that process occurs the way it needs to.
So I think the next step will be we take that to the title office
Yeah.
and get it going. Beautiful. Thank you. Angie, do you need a copy of this when you're done? Okay, I'll make a copy. Okay, that's all I have for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's nice.
Sweet. Much things to sign.
Zip through that.
But you keep sticking stuff in this pile over here,
You ain't done round table yet.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So we wanna sign this stuff first, or do round table, or? I can do
Might as well
that.
get the meeting over with.
Okay. Well, what do we have for round table, Mr. Bowie?
I liked last week when you started over there.
You wanna do it that way?
Sure.
Okay. Angie, you're up.
Okay. Well, so I received an email from the hospital administrator, Stacy Augustine, and she is requesting, wanting to do that in-session work session with you guys. She's throwing out another date now of March 3rd. I don't know if that would be workable with all of you.
Why not?
That's good.
It's on Monday, right?
That's hospital board.
So if that looks good, I'm guessing she's thinking about 1 o'clock, but I'll follow up with her on that. If we're far enough out, I think you guys can at least know the possibility it might be. But I'll let her know that date works, and then we'll narrow down the time.
Okay.
Okay, and then before you leave today, I need to get pictures of you all for the website and a group photo, so please don't run away when you're done. And then we have the Economic Development Director position we're still advertising for. Are there any changes I need to make for that, or just leave it out there until we... Rhonda was just inquiring, and I told her I'd ask you guys.
Yes, just leave it out there, in my opinion.
Okay?
I do.
And I guess that's all, unless I think of something later. Threw me off, making me go first.
Well, I don't have anything for roundtable other than this receipt here that we're gonna sign from Richard Kroll about this is the CID money.
Uh-huh, yeah, that's what comes in
That's,
every month.
okay,
That's what we received at the Vito Junction area.
okay, very good. I thought that's what it was, but I'm just, make sure that's who it's come from. I don't have anything else. Steve?
I don't have anything today.
On?
Yes, I got nothing today.
Okay.
Need to talk to Barb about, see where the roof bids are at.
Okay. Mark?
I did attend the hospital board meeting Monday night, so
Okay.
just FYI, I mean, nothing spectacular. Other than that, nothing.
Okay. Todd? Okay, Dewey, you're up now.
Working with Heidi and Russ on putting together something for Marvin and Associates, so hopefully that negotiation can occur and then be brought before you for pricing for the comprehensive plan. I had something, and it's like, I don't need to write that down, because it's... although it's several months out, the move into the new building, I'm anticipating either late May, early June. Also at that time, I have, on the county attorney side, two individuals who have reached out to me for internship opportunities. One is an undergraduate student who reached out to me and has expressed an interest, and then one is will be going into their third year of law school, and they've requested of me they go to Washburn Law School. They've requested the opportunity to have their third year Anywhere program, which if you don't know about the third year Anywhere program, it's actually an excellent opportunity for those in law school to go out and actually apply with a prosecutor's office in this instance, or a law firm, or somewhere where they may actually work somewhere in the future and go in and for up to 25 hours a week can actually practice under the supervision of a supervising attorney. They end up having their temporary law license, so they can go into the courtroom and they can do anything that an attorney would be able to do. It's an excellent opportunity for real life practical experience for somebody. So I have one that wants to come back, and I'm going to bring it forward. Now, if you want them to do that, you also have to pay them. So, when that time comes, I'll pay them, but I'll also pay the undergrad student, because my theory and the push has always been, if they don't come here, they're gonna go somewhere else. And if they go somewhere else, that may be where they start attaching roots, and we need people to come back, especially young people, to come back to Coffee County.
So, need attorneys.
And I want, for those type of efforts, I request the support of the board, whether it be in the county attorney's office or in other offices. Let's say, for instance, once you get an economic development director, having somebody, an undergrad student, come back and want to actually be a part of something here, or any other office for internship opportunities. So I'm just throwing that out there. That's what I call my seed planting.
The young man that you had last year was in that same category. I mean, he was able to practice a little bit under you. Is that
He was, but he obtained his temporary law license, and he actually assisted with cases. He actually was a part of a jury trial in the courtroom, but he was only doing it for the summer.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't the third year anywhere.
Okay.
The third year anywhere, I've not had a third year anywhere. I've heard about them.
Right.
They're pushed to go all over. Especially, there's a huge push in western Kansas where they have, from my understanding, is sign-on bonuses and different things like that. Because out there, you have multiple counties in western Kansas that don't have a single attorney in the county.
Wow.
And there was actually a study done by the judicial branch on the lack of attorneys in rural areas. And my understanding is we'll use Cherokee County, for example. You know where Cherokee County is, Columbus. They have attorneys that, because they don't have enough attorneys down there, they're bringing attorneys from Johnson County and Shawnee County and Douglas County down to handle cases, because they don't have the bandwidth to be able to deal with what they need to deal with. Same thing in western Kansas. I mean, it's unfortunate, and new law students coming out, obtaining their license, basically are getting to call their shots on wages, because you don't have, there's only so many attorneys to go around, so you have attorneys who are able to competitively negotiate their wages. They go start at a big firm, you're talking 6 figures. You have prosecutor offices who are starting entry level between 90 and 110 starting wages for attorneys, and part of that was COVID, part of that's just the number of attorneys that are out there. I think we have my opinion is the baby boomers who are now retiring, and that's creating a void in the backfill of those attorneys. You know, you look at just the number of attorneys in Coffee County, and I think we may have a total of 5, if that. And how many of those attorneys are actually practicing criminal law? You look at the attorneys on our appointment panel, and none of the attorneys on our appointment panel for misdemeanors, when you see those checks come in once a month, they're either in Osage County, Franklin County, Lyon County, I think Anderson County, and that's what we're dealing with. So I'm pretty passionate about that side of things. I go into the schools once a year and talk about, they invite me to come in and they want to know what's your job, fill them in, and I tell the students that anybody who wants to come in and job shadow and see what it's about, come on in, because you may like it, you may not. Some people like the prosecutor side in the courtroom, some people like the government side. If you remember Ellie, who was here. She was here last summer as well, and she showed up over the Christmas break. She's going to school in Virginia, and I said, have you figured out what you want to go into? Because at that point in time, she had talked about constitutional law. She said she wants to go into prosecution. So I think people coming and seeing that, you know, we're not just dealing with livestock theft, and it's not. We have the same type of things going on here that you see in the big city. It's just at a different level and pace. I think that opens people's eyes. I used to get asked from the people I've worked with in Michigan, does everybody ride to the office or school on horses and buggies? And I mean, that's the perception, but the same way someone would think if you're in Detroit, Michigan, that are you having to hide behind things and dealing with gunshots? I mean, it's all in perspective.
Yeah, it's all flat here and it's all wheat fields, yeah, there's nothing else here.
So that's just something, while we had a minute, I wanted to plant some seeds about. Number two, I've been asked a couple times about, okay, the January 19th or 20th date is come and gone. We have a new administration in Washington, D.C. I guess all the CHIPS efforts are all for naught, and now what? Those efforts still continue behind the scenes. There are, Dr. Wyatt is still working diligently, reaching out to Senate and House members and other officials in Washington, D.C. to talk about this particular issue and the viability of the CHIPS project in Coffee County. And I don't think it ends with the administration change. It just begins a new dialogue with the new administration to try to get that same or similar funding for this particular project. I mean, it's, as Dr. Wyatt indicated, not only here, but in his conversations with others, and there's been letters of support presented not only from Osage County, Coffee County, but Lyon County has indicated their support, even from their Economic Development Council, or whatever they're called. The same thing in Franklin County. I received a letter from the Economic Development Council for Franklin County, and other counties have indicated their support. I know at the State House, Representative Brad Barrett's been very instrumental in his support, as well as getting others who are in the State House on board as well. So I just wanted to get that placeholder so that when I get the calls, or when I'm out at ball games or wherever I am, and someone wants to stop and ask me, you have the same and similar information to provide, that it's still moving behind the scenes. I know that sounds like, well, the check's in the mail, and to an extent.
It's been moving for a while.
Yeah.
It's just travel on a very long and indirect route.
Yeah.
Trump did put a freeze on a lot of things.
And then the last thing that I need to bring up, and I thought I'd already taken care of this, I brought it up previously, and then I thought there had been action. If you remember, well, two of you weren't here, so you don't remember, there's two separate applications for disaster relief determination under KSA 79-1613. One of those was for a fire in a house that burned down in New Strong, and then one was tied to a fire in a house that burned down out near Jacobs Creek, which involved Commissioner Huguenot's property. Both meet the criteria for either an abatement or a credit for their taxes for the property. I've gone through the appraiser's office and had those amounts calculated, and I remember, and maybe where I lost track of it, is I handed out letters, or basically a summary back in August, and then there was not any action taken apparently, and I thought that action had been taken.
I remember when you brought it up, I thought that.
Yeah, I thought it was, but.
Yeah, so it was brought to my attention that it hadn't, so we need to revisit that, and I'll bring that, I think, to catch the other, the two new commissioners up to speed. What I'll probably do is, I've got packets that have basically the legal analysis and have the supporting documentations, for example, pictures from that time where, in one instance, you see the building is burned to the ground. And then all the supporting documentation, including the tax information, what it looks like. There's an exhibit that deals with the abatement percentage, the value of the property, what that abatement amount would be, so on and so forth, so that there's supporting documentation to make that particular decision, which under that statute is what's required. So again, speed planning, so I can bring it up. Does everybody want a copy of the same thing again, or?
I don't need it.
I don't need it, I still have it.
It's gonna be prorated according to the date of the loss,
Yep.
I assume.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's all.
And then I imagine, I would assume on,
took care of that.
I think,
I remember it too, 'cause I was sitting over there.
yeah,
I thought it was taking care of all of it.
I think it was discussed, similar to what I'm doing right now, and then I don't think there was any action taken, which is sort of where I dropped the ball at that time. I went through and talked about it, gave you all the information, and then there was I don't show any action was taken. So I apologize for that,
No,
but all the legwork's done, all the analysis is done. It's just now the action part of it, so.
So, Todd or Mark, do you wanna see any of that information?
I'd like to see it whenever you get a chance. You already got it done, but I just need you to see what was
Nope, I think it's important you look at it so you know what that statute is.
Yeah.
It's every so often it's, a request is made, and it's usually when something's destroyed, either in this instance by fire. But previously there have been several applications and they were denied because the wording of the statute indicated that you had to have been the owner of the property, so some who would have a relative either pass away, and the owner was technically deceased, they did not fit the statutory criteria. After COVID, or somewhere in that time period, the statute was amended to allow other people to apply, and
Okay.
It didn't have to be your home. That's the best way to put it. So, but I'll get you a copy of the two documents.
I guess. Refresh my memory.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to bring it up. I didn't want to throw it out at you and ask you to take action, and you weren't a part of those discussions back in August. Outside of that, unless anybody has any questions for me, and I've been working with Amber and Martin on those agreements, and two different types of agreements. The one for the Gridley property was a purchase, the others are leases. And putting in, we've had several meetings where we go over the terms and what that looks like and the cost and a time period, those type of things, and you'll be able to see that if both Levo and Leroy agree to what the terminology is. I hope they have their attorneys look at it.
Yeah.
But that's all I have.
Okay. Well, I guess we've got things to sign, so. Yeah. Angie, is this just a copy of some minutes there from a couple of weeks ago that didn't get signed?
We probably didn't get these last week, yeah. So we just need to sign them, and they've already been approved, so, yeah.
This down here under this or over there?
Right, in the middle.
Okay. But we already took the action on it.
Yes. Yeah, that's just formality now.
Oh, the one other thing I forgot to mention is I have had a discussion with representation from Kutak Rock regarding the Vito CID. They're gonna reach out to
No, this all goes into
the attorneys who are tied to the rebate agreement, and then once there's at least a general understanding of what expectations there are, then they're gonna set up a meeting and come in and talk about what some options are moving forward onto tangible improvement through that CID period. So just so you know, that's working and moving behind the scenes as well.
Okay.
Did they ever have a service?
I'm sorry?
Did Joe ever get a service?
As of last week, no. My impression is they're gonna wait until nicer out and have some sort of, what I was told is they're gonna have some sort of memorial service.
We never did take a break before, so I want to take a 10-minute break.
I'll step out after these are signed, it won't take long.
Okay.
All this stuff goes in that folder down here.
All this goes in here.
Yep, everything I've handed
everything, yeah.
All right. Y'all ready for the big game this weekend?
Where's the game?
I knew it.
I know,
Just in case you forgot.
oh, I'm reminded. People say it would've been nice to have a Chiefs Lions Super Bowl.
It would've.
I agree, I was hoping that would have been,
Unfortunately, Detroit laid an egg.
it did,
It used to be the Chiefs years ago.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was their job.
Yeah, that's what I was told.
Oh, yeah. That's where I didn't want to be a fan anymore, so bad.
KU's still getting in the record books. Oh, gosh.
Fans are cheap.
That was something.
There'll soon be baseball season.
I just, I just watch the scores, I don't really watch the game. I mean, it's like watching a golf game. No. I'll play a little golf once in a while, but sit and watch a golf game, no. I know people that do it.
Clubs, I think I've used them 5 times in 10 years. Every time I play, I realize why
Don't play?
yeah. You ever watch the movie Happy Gilmore?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
That's a lot like my golf game.
Same swing and everything, Wade.
Same way the club goes.
We're gonna have another motion here.
When I
Get it in.
first started playing, they told me, so if you think you're gonna get good at it, forget it. Just go out and have fun.
Yeah, just entertain others with me.
Yeah.
Yep.
My club's went to Mississippi.
I slashed one so bad, I hit the guy in the golf cart in front of me. It was so quick, you couldn't even haul a 4. Sheesh.
Dang.
So when the guys at the club got it, they gave me points, but I didn't smack the guy. Instead, it just hit your cart.
Yeah, that's the last one, isn't it?
Folded.
Yep.
Let's move that forward, Pete.
Surprised nobody's brought up the groundhog.
6 more weeks.
6 more weeks. Yeah. You wouldn't know it by what happened yesterday, the weather.
Yeah.
And hopefully he didn't know it
6
either.
more weeks, 'cause it is 6 more weeks.
Yeah, that's right.
If you look at the weather, next week it'll be back.
Yeah.
Very cold or?
It's colder. I haven't seen very cold.
I actually watched it live for Ponxsutawney
Yeah,
Trail days. They disrupted his nap.
There's probably some repeated, don't get a hold of them.
I think they had PETA signs out at that.
Isn't that
Yeah, they did. Now this all goes
in that folder?
in this folder here. That one right there, that you signed and then all.
Right.
are all the cities made aware that the membership dues have been paid for Southeast Kansas Regional Planning Commission? I mean, in New Strong, I was aware of that, but I don't remember anybody really coming up and saying that very often.
We could I could send an email out to all of them. I got a group email set up.
Yeah, just so they realize there's been turnover in some of those cities, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
realize the services that are available, or.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea, Mark.
I can do that.
This one, yes. Yeah, county pays for each of the city memberships. And then things like grant applications, that can be done.
Non-paying monthly.
Step out of that. Is that related to weight? Is that related to prison?
No, that is all sexual assault examinations by statute. I had that for a minute too. I'll be back. I looked it all up. It's already, take everything and all that, and I'll even be reported by statute, the county itself has to pay that general something, that's what the statute says. But that's what it's tied to, is a partially tied to an active consent.
That's the last one that goes with that batch. Goes with the other one. Yes. This one is.
Now, are these in that little thing too?
Yes.
Okay, so go, Jack,
This is the,
those were fun days. The COVID days.
It divided some people.
Oh,
Still.
at that one time, the foot system came to a screeching halt. Other than enforcing stay-at-home orders and doing those type of things. That's why I got to know Dr. Shaw quite well because
Oh, I don't know. Someone got a look
it's a world that I would do. Don't listen.
Not too
One
painful.
involves being
Usually pretty trouble-free. I've had a little practice.
It's normal routine.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, no clue out there. I don't know if you need it or not.
Nope.
It's out of your, I think it came out of your calendar.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
what you'll be looking for later.
Thank you. It was a blank note that had.
I see.
On the 17th, do we have, that's President's Day. Do we have a commission meeting that day?
On Tuesday, right, is that?
The
For
President,
President's Day?
I mean, is that a,
Paid holiday?
I mean, yeah, do we, is that something that?
On the 17th, is that a?
Yeah, we're closed.
On the 17th,
Yeah,
okay.
the President's Day.
So Commissioners meeting on the 18th then?
Yes.
There's one holiday you don't recognize, now which one it is?
Oh, yeah.
Juneteenth and Columbus Day.
That one.
Columbus Day we traded for the day after Thanksgiving years ago.
Right.
Okay.
Indigenous Day.
So we've got a CP2 that came in. I'll read it here. Motion to authorize and direct chairman to sign the CP2 payroll notice for Tremaine Boyle, new hire, jail corrections 2, classification 30-2, wage $20.11, effective 1/27/25. This is a new hire.
I'd make that motion.
I'm sorry.
Been moved by McCurry and seconded by Huguenin. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
What department did that come from?
Sheriff office, jail.
Do they know about what we decided last week on turning things in by, was it Friday?
Yeah, I mean, that was,
You might mind them that, sir.
Speaking of the jail, we've got 13 in custody here in Coffee County as of this morning, and 11 being housed in Lynn County.
Business is good.
You say 11?
This is booming.
I read the paper on the jail roster, I just,
I hardly ever know any names.
no, but I'm just astounded at the age of some of these people, ain't,
Yeah.
I don't know. We're missing Tiny today, so Tiny.
Didn't make her. Water was warm and he's with the mermaids
I was gonna
today.
say, he's probably with the mermaids. Yes, it did. And I forgot to say, it was just got all together.
You ready for the individual pictures,
Okay. Or even the group.
Tom's all beautified, he's ready.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's nice to look at myself in the mirror and know that I'm filling out finally, and
You have
I
got
look
that.
like some skeleton.
Yeah, you have.
I'm still down about close to 30 pounds from where I went.
I don't know if they'll need to do you three individually. I know you two individually, but a group photo.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Do you guys wanna do your group photo first and then
that's fine.
I'll do
You
yours?
just need those two individuals.
Yeah,
I see.
I think so,
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine.
But I need to do your group.
Yeah, I'll do a group.
So how do you want us as a group?
We usually stand like right here.
Oh.
Okay.
If my memory serves me correct, I still have one of them.
A little bit of it, right?
I always get remarks in the paper, you see our picture in the paper, they go, that Todd Baker, man, he's tall. Parker.
Either that or I'm short.
Alright, I'll take a couple. Let me make sure all eyes are clear. Yep, I get a couple there I can
I knew
send
it
to
was
her.
Parker, I told him, sorry about that.
Okay. And then if you guys wanna adjourn, I can get yours individually.
I was gonna say, if we had to group together, Todd needed to be in the back, tall guys in the back, right?
Well, I guess if nobody has anything else to add, we'll adjourn at 11:22.
Very good.
Thank you all.
Sometimes I'll sit with